Welcome guys back to the fight breakdown. Today we're going to be talking about UFC 316, Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley, Julianna Peña versus Kayla Harrison. Now the first fight of the prelims, we got two guys that are victims to cancellations. Khaos Williams, he had two fights on this card get cancelled, whereas Andreas Gustafsson had two fights get cancelled on the previous card of Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. Who am I going to take in this fight? I'm going to take Andreas Gustafsson. You're always going to win when you have an extra realm to go to in this fight. And I think Andreas Gustafsson has that. He has much better wrestling than Khaos Williams. Khaos Williams actually has wrestling that is non-existent. So I'm going to take Andreas Gustafsson in this fight. I think he's going to be able to make it a grapple-heavy fight. And guys, even in the striking realm, Andreas Gustafsson has shown that he has some serious power. So don't expect him to be, ragdoll, completely just want to ragdoll him on the ground. He's probably going to want to strike with him too. And I think his durability is also going to last him there too. And guys, I'm taking Andreas Gustafsson by finish. Now, I think it will take place on the ground by TKO on the ground, or we're going to see a nice submission. But I think it's going to be a very nice debut for Andreas Gustafsson in the UFC. Next up, guys, we got Mark Choinski versus Mederos. Who am I going to take in this fight? Well, let me just guide you here, guys. Mederos has some very good technical striking. He's able to keep his opponents at bay and do whatever he really wants with them in the striking realm. Choinski, he's going to look to shoot for the takedowns. Constant pressure there. Really try to just get a hold of him and submit him. But I don't think that's going to go well for him here. Guys, he's coming off a week's notice. A 1 week notice. He does not have a camp really for this fight. Mederos was planning to fight at Blanchfield versus Macy Barber, that event versus Balagioki, but obviously he got sick and he had to pull out. But he has a full camp. If anything, even an extra week of camp. I'm going to take Mederos. He's been in the UFC. He has that experience over him. And I just don't think this is a very smart debut for Mark Choinski. I know he said that he has dreams, of getting the title in the UFC. But this is just not the move to make, especially right now. So I'm going to take Mederos. Next up, we got Salkilld versus Ashmouz. Now, if you look at them, they have very, even records. Ashmouz is a plus 320. He's a plus 320, but he's a plus 320 for a reason, guys. He doesn't do well in the type of fight that Salkilld brings. Salkilld is very good at keeping his opponents at bay, hitting them with a jab, setting up that 1-2, and normally knocking out his opponents with that 1-2. Now, I think Salkilld is going to have a very good showing for this fight. Though he is, a minus 410, I think he's a minus 410 for a reason. He's 25 years old, very young guy. Australia, they're getting their prospect, basically. Do I think he has championship potential? No. But do I think he has the potential to beat Ashmouz? Yes. All the way, any day. I think Yanal is going to always try to get in. And at a point, he's going to be met with that right hand. And we're going to see Yanal go down. I'm taking Quillin by knockout. Next up, we got Azamat Murzakanov versus Brentson Rebeiro. Now, Brentson Rebeiro likes to meet his fighters with some long punches. Obviously, the straights, the jabs, this, that, whatever. He has some serious power. And he has a big size advantage in this fight. We're looking at an 81-inch reach and a 6'3" height. Yeah. Versus 5'10" and 71.5-inch reach. Now, looking at those stats, you're probably like, okay, Brentson Rebeiro's going to knock this guy out. Yeah, no. No. Brentson Rebeiro is very chinny, all right? He's very chinny. Azamat, not chinny at all. He gets a knockdown in every fight. In his last 4 fights, he has a knockdown in each of them, 3 by knockout. Murzakanov was also, exposed for taking steroids. Yes, he was suspended for 6 months. But guys, I still think he's gonna be fine off of steroids. And guys, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe he'll be on steroids. But no, guys, I'm gonna take Azamat in this fight. I think he's the much better fighter. Now, Brentson Rebeiro, though he likes his long punches, he does tend to keep his chin high, and that's not going to be good versus a guy like Azamat. And Azamat, he catches opponents all the time, especially even when they're playing the distance game. It just doesn't work versus him. So I'm going to take Azamat. 14-0, 14-0 for a reason. Though he's older, I'm going to take him. Alright guys, next up we got Joo Sang Yoo versus Saragih. Now, I'm going to take Joo Sang Yoo in this fight, alright? He's a very technical striker, obviously fighting off of the Korean Zombie event. Yes, he got a KO in that fight. He's 8-0. And yeah, very technical, guys. Very technical on the feet and could take you to the ground and not dominate the highest level in the UFC of ground people, yeah, whatever. But we also haven't seen him. This is his UFC debut, okay? And Saragih thrives in wild fights. But here's the thing. This fight's never going to get wild. And you know who this man got finished by? By ground and pound. By ground and pound. Which is how I have Joo Sang Yoo finishing him. Ground and pound. Saragih got finished by Joubli. Guys, how do you lose to that man? How? Like, seriously, that guy sucks. That guy absolutely sucks. So that's the reason I'm going to take Joo Sang Yoo to win this fight. Purely based on this man losing to a guy that absolutely sucks at the sport. Yeah, like, I know that sounds biased. Very, very biased. But no, yeah, it's logic. It's logic. You lose to that guy, I'm never picking you. Simple as that. Next up, we got Sergey Spivac versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Now, I'm going to take Waldo Cortez Acosta here. Salsa boy, whatever. He has very good striking, alright? Doesn't have the most power, but he's able to keep his opponents at bay. Guys, in my opinion, he outstruck Rebeiro the spine. Obviously, he controlled him on the ground. Yes. But when it came to the striking, Rebeiro didn't do that well. And look at what Rebeiro is doing at karate combat. Now, obviously, I think Waldo Acosta would lose to Rebeiro in karate combat. But just to say, guys, when it comes to MMA, this man is as legit as it gets. Sergey Spivac, he's been a settler in the division. He is about 3 or 4 years younger than Waldo Acosta, but he just hasn't looked very good. Like, this man is basically a gatekeeper, alright? If you look at his losses, they're to Cyril Gane and to Jailton Almeida, quality opponents. But he has wins over, again, people that try to move up in the division but just can't. Taibura. You got Derek Lewis, Augusta Sakai, whatever. But the point is, guys, he is kind of a gatekeeper, and he's going to be the gatekeeper for Waldo Cortez Acosta. But I think Waldo Cortez Acosta has that key and is going to unlock the door, make it past him, and we're going to see maybe a fight versus someone else in the division, because that division is so on hold. Heavyweight is disgusting because of John Jones. Yeah, I hate that guy. I hate him. But I'm going to take Waldo Cortez Acosta in this fight. He has some solid ground game, and it's solid enough to basically avoid Spivac, I'd say, because I think Spivac is a serious ground game for the division. You just don't want to be there with him. But when it comes to on the feet, Sergey Spivac is non-existent. And that's what's going to win Waldo Cortez Acosta in this fight. So I'm going to take Waldo. I'm going to take it by decision, as usually that's how his fights end, especially except for his last one versus Span. Well, Span's a 205er, let's be honest. Next up, we got Kong Wang versus Ariane Lipinski da Silva. Alright, I got Kong Wang in this fight. Now, for very much good reasons, you know. In the women's division, not to say anything sexist, it's not. Just like other divisions, you know, some divisions just don't develop yet, and I feel like the women's is so early on into basically the divisions that the top 5 is solid, the top 10 is not. Some divisions, only the top 3 is solid, the other 2 in the top 5 suck. And I believe that's how it is in a lot of in the women's divisions nowadays. So Kong Wang, I see her as a talent. Lipinski da Silva, she's been getting KO'd, submitted, losing by unanimous decisions. She's just not very good. Whereas you have Kong Wang, that she's looked legit. She has that speed. She has that power. She's very good. She's very good. And there's such a gap between good and, you know, well, you can't even call her mid. It's good and then bad. There is no real mids in the division, you know. So I'm going to take Kong Wang to finish Lipinski da Silva. Next up, we got Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. I'm going to take Joshua Van in this fight. I'm a big fan of Joshua Van. I believe his pace is high. He keeps it like that, and he's going to win and run through Bruno Silva. He's shown constant improvement throughout his fights, and that's what I think is going to do very well for him. Bruno Silva recently lost to Manel Camp by domination, all right, with, what was it? It was a KO, but I can't remember what round, but he got KO'd early, I'm pretty sure. Maybe second, third round. Yeah, but obviously Cap has been on a tear in the UFC as of late. But no, guys, if you look at this, all right, he got knocked out by Charles Johnson, all right? Then he followed that with a win over Chairez. I love that fight. What a war. Then another unanimous decision over Durden. Completely dominant in that fight also. Then right after that, the most recent, Ray Tsuruya. He beat him by a unanimous decision. If you look at this fight, guys, his scrambles, his takedown defense, wow. I'm excited for both those two in the division, but I'm more excited for Joshua Van because he is really showing how good he is just at 23 years old. Just at 23 years old. Bruno Silva, he's 35 years old. That concerns me in this fight. This is basically a new guy coming in and an old guy heading out. That's what this fight is. I'm going to take Joshua Van, all right? And I'm going to take it confidently. I think he's going to get a finish in this fight. He's due, guys. He's due. He has 3 unanimous decisions straight. He is due for a finish, and I think he's going to get that over Bruno Silva, who, especially that he's been recently KO'd. Let's go Joshua Van, KO. To begin the main card, we got Patchy Mix making his UFC debut versus Mario Bautista. Now, I think Patchy Mix is going to do very well in this fight for a fairly good reason. He has some serious submission threats in this fight, and he could also finish it on the feet. So, guys, why not take Patchy Mix? Mario Bautista was known for holding Jose Aldo on the fence in his last fight, and many fans want him to lose in this match, and I think he very well will. He will lose this match. He will realize that he cannot strike with Patchy Mix. So what is he going to do? He's going to go for the clinch against the fence, and that's where Patchy Mix is going to get him. I think, guys, listen, hear me out. Flying guillotine. When you jump, when you pull guard, basically, and you get the guillotine right away. Yeah, I think he's going to get that. I do. I think, Mario Bautista is going to shoot too low for the takedown. His neck's going to be available, and I think Patchy Mix is going to get it. Now, guys, reasons why I have him getting this. Well, just look at his matchups, guys. Obviously, split decision there, whatever. Rear naked choke. It's a choke, all right. Knee to the head, yeah. Guillotine choke. Decision, whatever. But the point is, guys, he has some very good chokes. And I think his chokes will translate to the UFC, even versus competition like Merab Bautista. I actually think that he poses a threat to Merab Dvalishvili with just basically his ground game. And his striking is solid as well. So is his cardio. But let's see if that cardio is going to hold in the UFC. Anyways, the pick is Patchy Mix. He's fighting for Jose. And I just want to see Mario go down. Next up, we got Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. Now, this is a good fight, all right? Kevin Holland obviously trying to get that 6 fights in 1 year. He's on pace. I mean, he already has, this is his 3rd fight and it's June. So, he's already on that 1 fight every 2 month pace. Very good. Vicente Luque, he's a very opportunistic fighter. If he's not giving the opportunity, he will not take advantage of it. So this is my thing. Kevin Holland, do not shoot a takedown. You'll get submitted. He will get submitted if he shoots a takedown. But I don't think Kevin Holland is that dumb. He is dumb, but he's not that dumb. He won't shoot for a takedown versus Vicente Luque. As long as he fights at range, looks to obviously, kick at range, strike at range. I think he could actually put out Vicente Luque. Kevin Holland has some serious power. Vicente Luque has been chinny as of late, obviously having 3 losses in his past 5 fights. So yeah, Vicente Luque loses by knockout to Kevin Holland. If you really want another stat to just show you guys, seriously, look at this reach, alright? 81 inches of reach. He's 6'3", whereas Vicente Luque 5'11", 76-inch reach. Now, guys, if we're talking prime for prime, I would pick Luque all day. He's just not in his prime anymore. I believe Holland is a minus 220, minus 220 for a reason. He's worth it in this fight, guys. Just take Holland, be happy. If he loses, be sad. But I think he will win this fight, and I think he'll win it by KO. He's due for a KO anyways. Next up, we got Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. I'm going to take Joe Pyfer in this fight. Reasons: Kevin Gastelum, he's missed weight way too much as of late. Now, he's fighting at middleweight for this fight. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, he's fighting at middleweight for this fight. But, guys, Gastelum, he's not locked in. He hasn't looked good in his fights. I mean, his last win, it's a questionable win over Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez, not a very high-level fighter at all. At all. He KO'd Ponzinibbio recently, but who cares about that? That doesn't mean anything, all right? Obviously, he lost to Sean Brady, quality opponent, yes, all right? He won versus Chris Curtis. Still a mid-fight for him. Like, it was a unanimous decision, yeah, but it was like a 29-28. Like, not very good, okay? Jared Cannonier, he lost, quality. Robert Whittaker, he lost, quality. Now, Joe Pyfer, right? Reasons why I think he's going to win: his size advantage, all right? Gastelum doesn't do very good versus tall people as of recent. Yes. I think Pyfer has the power to put him out. He's 28 years old, 5 years is younger, and he's 6'2", 75-inch reach versus a 5'9" man that is 71 and a half inch reach, okay? Just looking based on their last performances, obviously Joe Pyfer, his last fight, he got a win over Marc-André Barriault. Obviously, you guys seen what Marc-André Barriault has done to his previous opponent. What a broken skull on that other guy. Wow. He lost to Jack Hermanson. That's a quality opponent, guys. Again, if we're looking at this, both guys have lost to quality. Both guys win versus non-quality opponents. Yeah. But I think Joe Pyfer is just a better fighter in this, and I'm going to take Joe Pyfer. Alright, guys, for our co-main event of the evening, we got Kayla Harrison versus Julianna Peña. Now, why am I going to take Kayla Harrison? Well, it's because she's a man. She's a man in a women's division, alright? Men actually scientifically have 10 times to 100 times the strength of a woman. I don't know if that's scientifically proven, but they do have more strength. And Kayla Harrison is a man. She is definitely on steroids, first of all, guys. Like, just look at this girl's arms. Like, wow. What the hell am I looking at? Okay? Yeah, she's going to win this fight, alright? Now, for the breakdown-wise, Julianna Peña depends on her wrestling in fights, alright? We saw it versus Pennington. She was trying to depend on her wrestling. First of all, Peña doesn't even deserve the win over Pennington. It should be Pennington versus Kayla Harrison. But yeah, Julianna Peña, she depends on her wrestling in her fights. Kayla Harrison has levels of wrestling above Julianna Peña. So already her dependent, she's not going to do well in. If we're talking about striking, she's going to have to depend on her striking in this fight. Kayla Harrison, not a very good striker. I just don't find she's a very good striker. Julianna Peña, she has that pace for the striking, but Kayla Harrison's very good at closing the distance. And she's going to close the distance in this fight. She's going to get her to the ground every round, round after round. Julianna Peña doesn't get finished in fights, but Kayla Harrison will take her to a dominant decision. Kayla Harrison is going to have a very good showing. This is going to be her first fight that she's going to become the champion of the division of the UFC. And this is going to be basically Dana White's poster girl for now on. For now on, Kayla Harrison is going to be her poster girl. This girl talks at the events, which obviously Dana likes. And yeah, guys, Kayla Harrison, she's going to show the levels here with her grappling. Basically going to smother her. The only way I do think Kayla Harrison wins by finish is basically making it a bloodbath and the ref having to stop it, calling the doctor, seeing a huge cut over Peña's eye or anywhere, whatever, and they're going to stop it because of blood. But or else Peña is a fighter. She'll keep going. But Kayla Harrison should no doubt win this fight, especially after Peña's recent performance. For our main event of the evening, we got Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Now let's talk about the challenger first, Sean O'Malley. Now guys, if we look at the history of fights, when fighters repeat, have their second rematch, basically rematch versus each other, alright, the takedown defense tends to get better from the guy that was getting taken down in the previous fight. Do I think Sean O'Malley is going to do a bit better in this fight than he did last? Yes, alright. He is looking bigger in camp, and I'm sure he doesn't have injuries like his last fight. He did fight with an injury. But Merab Dvalishvili fights with 10 injuries a fight. I don't know, seriously, he's fighting with a broken toe in this fight, and he doesn't care. He's going to fight. Why am I going to take Merab Dvalishvili? Because this guy beat a Nurmagomedov. He beat a Nurmagomedov. Sean O'Malley doesn't deserve this matchup. Now, path to victory, Sean O'Malley just has to stay on the outside. Make sure he never gets taken down. And it's going to be body shots. He hurt Merab with a devious body shot in their last match. He did. In that 5th round, Merab was hurt. If Sean O'Malley could capitalize off that round by round, slow down Merab Dvalishvili with those body shots, we could be looking at a Sean O'Malley win. But I don't think he's going to get that. What I think is going to happen is going to be a repeat of their last matchup, except Merab is going to maybe have a bit more opposition to fight against. Maybe he's going to get tagged with that body shot a couple more times than the last match, but I think he's going to constantly just be taking down Sean O'Malley. Do I think he's going to choke him out? No. I think he's going to get a dominant decision. As usual, Merab makes it fun, even with a dominant decision, obviously just holding the guy on the ground, but he's working, he's giving him French kisses, he's going to make out with him a bit. No homo, whatever. But yeah, no, Merab Dvalishvili is going to win this fight. The only doubt I have is Sean O'Malley, getting that KO punch. But I just don't know if he could get it. Merab has a huge head. He has a huge head, all right? I'm just going to take Merab, guys. It's the safe choice. It's the best path to victory. He has the easiest path to victory. Sean O'Malley, when you think of a fight and you're thinking it's hard for the other guy to win, just go for the guy that's easy. It's easy for Merab to win this fight. He just has to do the same thing that he did last fight. I don't know, guys. He just has such a high pace, such a huge engine. Sean O'Malley, now, he does have a very good gas tank as well. But Sean O'Malley, last fight was so demoralized. I don't know. I don't like that he's fighting for the title right away. I thought that he should have fought someone else before he fought for the title here. But here we are. It's going to be Merab. That's my pick. That's the main event pick, guys. Thank you for watching the fight breakdown. If you guys are interested, keep on, subscribe for more, whatever. Do whatever you want. Comment down below your picks, guys. Who do you think is going to win this main event? Maybe do you think Sean O'Malley is going to win this fight? Tell me why. Seriously, just tell me why. Comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.